An estimated 1 in 6 people in Britain live in social housing. And in the current economic climate, the waiting lists are growing every week.
For every person you make happy, there's probably going to be 3 or 4 times as many who are disappointed.
Britain's housing officers are on the front line.
Jeanette, can you let me in?
It's just like nothing like you've ever smelled before.
They deal with over 11 million tenants day in, day out.
I don't believe you let him out.
Most are good tenants, but a few risk everything with their antisocial behaviour.
His tenancy is on a knife edge.
If they want to try taking it, they'll have to take it with me on it.
Eviction is the last thing that we want to do, and we've got to do it for the sake of the community.
Every week, there's a different set of problems.
If they played it this night, I won't give a shit.
Bloody ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, nobody can go to sleep with this noise, can they?
I can't stand him anymore. Either he goes or I go.
She arrived in a taxi with the black bags and I just said to her, we've only got 1 bedroom, it's going to be a bit tight.
My heart goes out for people like that because you know they're in genuine need of houses.
Quite shocked, really. Our contractors had advised us that it was bad in there, but I didn't expect it to be as bad as it was.
Have you seen the rubbish that's in there?
Rice pudding, February 1999, before the millennium.
Three million Britons are estimated to suffer noise nuisance from their neighbours, and only a third of those ever confront the perpetrators.
If they played it this night, I won't give a shit. You know what I mean? I'll give a man the rough songs.
In Stalybridge, east of Manchester, one 48-year-old tenant won't stop partying.
Oh shit, there's something on there.
Stephen has been referred to Tenancy Enforcement Officer Ivan Wright after a series of interventions have failed to curb his behaviour.
He's had a written warning at the back end of 2010. He had a warning at the back end of last year in September, and he's also had a warning this February. So I'm going today to see what he's got to say about these other incidences, but ultimately he will be looking at further tenancy action.
Stephen, a former painter and decorator, lives in this low-rise block. Ivan has arranged to confront him with police officer Mike Devine.
Stephen, you open up?
It's all right?
Yeah, well, it's all right, sit down. There's no needles or anything.
All right. My job is tenancy enforcement. I work for the Tenancy Support Services. You've now had 3 warning letters since your tenancy commenced. As a result of that, we've then had further complaints. Yeah? So that's why I'm here, that's why I'm involved, and that's my main job.
They complain when I'm not here. How can I make noise if I'm not here?
OK. So when you've had a few, do you usually put on loud music?
I put it on as quiet as I can.
Do you want to try it now? So what number? Is it on numbers?
It comes on 50, yeah.
50?
Yes, well...
And what number do you normally play it at?
50, because that's...
That's obviously too loud, isn't it?
Yes, well, I know that.
Yeah.
But I like to hear the words.
Well, we can't allow you to continue to annoy your neighbours in the way you're doing. Because I've got a responsibility for everybody else here as well.
I know that, but, yeah, I'm trying my best.
Stephen has lots of friends, and his door is always open.
Stephen, come in a minute, because I want to speak to you anyway. His tenancy is on a knife edge. If he continues to get complaints from all the other neighbours about people coming and going, down the line he could be evicted. But what you and all his other mates need to know is exactly that.
I have said it to him as well, haven't I? I've sat him down and told him, you know.
All right, just remember what I've said, all right?
No music. Have a quiet drink.
Clean this gaff up, I've told you as well.
Thank you.
It is actually tidier than the last time.
I'm 48. Well, that's I'm a free spirit. I just party 24/7.
If we continue to get complaints about his loud music and disorder at the property, then he's not going to keep his tenancy for very long.
Each week in England, There are at least 1,500 new applications for social housing, and each one is individually approved. In Ashton-under-Lyne, one housing association has started a system of home visits for new applicants. Rita Ward is checking on a family claiming severe overcrowding.
A giveaway is if the children's things are there, because if you've got 2 children, you've got a lot of clutter and a lot of things to take with you. And also, if she's got any correspondence going there, bank statements, documents like that, to see if she's registered there.
Vicky and her 2 children have told the housing association they are living with her mum and dad in their privately rented 1-bed flat.
Before we start filling out the form, could you explain like a bit of your circumstances and we can take it from there, how you ended up here?
Yeah, what it was, I was living with my partner. We split up and I had nowhere else to go, so I had to come here.
Rita needs to assess whether Vicky and her children are in fact staying with her parents, Brian and Joan.
What I'm here to do is we come out and do a home visit. Now, this is a new thing, it's not been going that long. Yeah. And it's to check that people, when they say that they're in the situation that they're in, we've got to make sure, you know, we verify the points. It's just for yourself and your son and daughter, isn't it, for rehousing. So it's just got 1 bedroom in this property. So where do you sleep, is it?
On the floor on a hairbed.
Right, have you got where the airbed is? Because what I do, I've got a camera, and what I do, I take pictures, and I take it all back, and this will be saved on your file, Vicky. So this is where your mum and dad sleep?
Yeah. Do you want me to get them both out? My daughter's got a single one, and then me and the little boy share a double.
Oh, look.
Got no more.
Got no more? So all this, is this all your clothing and the kids' stuff and stuff like that? Because that all helps, you know, like when I take it back.
This is the bathroom.
Is this your bedding?
That's my bedding, yeah.
Right, that's smashing.
You play back on there, sweetheart.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Me too, thank you.
All right then. See you now.
See you.
You knew straight away when you walked in, you can like know. As soon as you see the amount of like the children's clothes there was toys there, like she had the television there. There's certain things that you look out for and you can spot when you walk in. She couldn't have set that up, especially the little boy, when he pulled the airbeds out from under the grandparents' double bed. You know for a fact, they were genuine. And my heart goes out for people like that, because you know they're in genuine need of houses coming back.
Now, with any doubts removed, the household are officially classed as overcrowded.
Leighton, sit down now.
Vicky, 3-year-old Leighton, 12-year-old Sasha, Grandma and Grandpa all share the open plan 1-bed flat.
She arrived in a taxi with the black bags and that was it. We moved her in and, well, we just thought, we've only got 1 bedroom, it's going to be a bit tight.
Right, you're going to get your covers, Leighton. No. Come on up, Mummy, get your covers.
No, not
You are, it's bedtime.
It's been a struggle, but hopefully she will find somewhere, you know. You do your own work now.
Grandpa Brian has been recovering from an operation.
My dad's not long been out of hospital, having a tumour removed. So I didn't want to be in this situation because I don't want to stress him out any more than what he already was. I mean, he's got to go back in January to have it checked again to make sure it's not come back. But if it did, I'd feel like it was me to blame.
And for the last 5 weeks, Sasha has been doing her homework amongst the chaos.
It's just dead crowded, so I'm trying to, I keep getting headaches, so I can't do it as much as I want to. But, if I was in my room on my own, I'd be able to get a higher level because I could concentrate more and then I'd be able to do a lot more, but I can't help that, so I just try my hardest.
Come on, Sue.
In the evening, no one can settle until Leighton is asleep. And then the beds can be inflated. Over in Stalybridge, it's 10:30 in the morning. And Stephen's been shopping.
Good excuse that. I can go quicker backwards. Come on. cheapest cider on the market, I think, and it's never seen an apple. It's all chemicals. The lyrics to this, listen to this. I'll turn it up like that. No, you can't listen to this song like that. It has to be 50-50.
Directly above Stephen, in one of the other 12 flats, is 70-year-old Tom, who suffered 18 months of Stephen's partying.
Type of music at the moment is bass drums. I would say a type of music that is consistent with the Zumba dancing, as they call it, and this at the present moment does actually sound quite loud, and it's now 10 minutes to 11.
If you're subjected day after day after day to antisocial behaviour, especially if it's in the form of noise, it really, really can drive people to distraction. It can affect their health. They'll lose sleep. They become stressed. When it's continuing and continuing and continuing, I've known people actually try to take their own lives because they can't stand it anymore. So for me, that is very, very serious.
In cases of persistent antisocial behaviour, the Housing Association have the authority to covertly gather evidence.
It's Ivan, you okay? Yes, okay. Hi, thanks.
This morning, Ivan is installing noise monitoring equipment in Tom's flat.
It'll hear what you're doing, obviously, but we'll only play back what you instruct us to play back. So if you say there's an incident at 10 o'clock on Monday, for instance, then we'll record that incident. This equipment takes the onus off the victims, if you like, off the witnesses, because it's not an easy thing to do, giving evidence, and sometimes there's a necessity to attend court and things like that. To have noise recordings, it kind of negates that. If you have any issues, then let me know anyway. But hopefully, fingers crossed,
yes.
It's done the trick, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye now.
As Ivan leaves, he bumps into Stephen.
Let a lad move in with me, he's homeless, and he's been in army.
Not only are his mates coming and going, but he's now moved in a new lodger.
And how do you know?
I met him in Stalybridge and he took me for a pint. Really nice lad. I think he's got issues, like, but don't we all?
Yeah, that's very wise, Dave, considering what position you're in.
It seems all right, and it's all ship-shape and Bristol fast.
Did you get the caution I sent through in the post?
The letter to say anything, change of circumstances, yeah.
It'll be like legal action next. You've got to be more than careful now, because I don't want to end up evicting you.
I don't want to end up on the streets again, I know this. This is a... If I hadn't have been in, it wouldn't have happened.
Because you can't afford to have any complaints now.
Well, I've been making precautions. I'm a good boy now. I'm trying to be. It's about time, I'm 48. About time I pulled my finger out, innit? It is. See, it's in a bit, yeah?
Stephen's new lodger, Col, joins the growing circle of friends who congregate in his flat.
Bumped into him in the centre. He said, "What are you up to, Col?" So I got nowhere to go. That's what I'm up to. But yeah, come stay with us and all this lot. So yesterday I moved in, and here I am.
I've still got people here.
What the F is that supposed to be all about?
Well, it's like a dog's back leg, but it's straight in all right places. You can get a right good.
Gee! Oh.
Certainly worries me a little bit, because he doesn't know anything about them. He doesn't know how loud or not that person is, and he's responsible for them. He's been pretty foolish, really, but I couldn't have spelled it out clearer to him last time. He's sober today, he was sober then, so he's got no excuse, really.
It wasn't too bad last night, just freezing. Keep waking up in the middle of the night with it being colder. It's absolutely freezing.
In Hyde, Vicky, Sasha, Leighton, Grandpa and Grandma are getting ready for another day.
Sasha gets the 8 o'clock bus, then we start clearing everything away, getting the living room back to a living room.
6 weeks tomorrow, yeah.
Don't come in!
Love you, see you later. I'll stand here and watch her, and then she'll start messaging me. And when she gets to school, she'll tell me to ring her, so I'll ring her until she gets in school. I think that's just me being paranoid. All I want is just a roof over my head. That's it. I don't ask for nothing much, you know. I don't want a castle or anything. I just want somewhere to be a home.
Probably miss them when they've gone, anyway. I miss having them around. But we'll be glad, yeah, we can get everything back to normal.
Vicky's housing association allocate their empty homes through a bidding system. Each week, applicants put their names down for anything suitable.
I just really need to find somewhere, yeah, just hoping.
The rules state that Vicky can only bid for 3-bed homes, as the children must have separate rooms.
It's a 3-bedroom house in Duckenfield. Not seeing anything else in there though.
3-bed homes rarely come up, and when they do, they're very popular.
Hiya.
What put a bid on that one, please?
Okay. You want to put your bid on Armadale Road?
Yeah.
It usually takes a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, but in the meantime, if you continue bidding, it won't affect the outcome of this bid anyway. Yeah, that's gone on fine for you.
Yeah, thank you. Just got to wait a couple of weeks, see what happens on that bid. That's all I can do really, just wait. Just carry on bidding if there's any more next week. Don't know.
There is a problem with demand and supply of family homes. We don't have enough properties, and the biggest demand on our properties are on our 2, 3 and 4 bedroom properties. When families move in, they tend to stay, and they can stay for as long as they like. We don't force people to move on. We have an ageing population, so you can end up with elderly people living in family accommodation and taking that up. We also have a growing population which is added to the problems, and we just can't build enough properties to meet our demand.
Government legislation ensures that housing associations should keep their homes safe and up to date. In Ashton-under-Lyne, a former mill holding 159 flats is having new heating, but one 80-year-old man is holding up the process. Housing officer Lyndon Pugh is visiting the reclusive tenant Gerard, who has a problem with hoarding.
The problem we've got at the moment is all the stuff in your flat. We've not got much area to work within.
I don't know what I've got, to be quite honest. It needs sorting.
If you see where your heaters are at the moment, the contractors are going to need access.
There's one here, then there's one on the wall.
There's one there, there's one in the wall.
On the left,
further down.
On the right-hand side.
Yeah. Clear.
As Lyndon starts to examine the flat, there's another issue.
But these are a bit close to this heater here, so we need to move those away from the heater. What are all these newspapers for? Are they?
No, I was going to throw them out, wasn't I?
Right.
I was looking for something,
If you were to have a fire in here, there's a lot of paper, there's a lot of boxes and things that, you know, could catch a light. Right, can we go through to your bedroom? Just get past you again. You have got quite a lot of stuff in here, haven't you?
Yeah, well,
and you can't use it as a bedroom because of all the stuff that you've got in here. Because I noticed your bed under there.
Yeah.
Right. Right, let me just have a look in your bathroom. Bloody hell. How are you in terms of washing at the moment? How do you have a wash?
I can use it.
Do you use a sink?
Yeah.
We do home fire risk assessments with all our tenants to make sure that the properties are safe to live in. Yours at the moment being cluttered is putting yourself and your neighbours at risk. So that's why we need to make sure that we get everything in order. And again, you know, it'll help you to live better. All right, so you take care of it, okay?
Lyndon will need to work carefully with Gerard so they can get to a point where the contractors can install his new heating system.
See you again. See you.
Gerard has been living alone for 18 years. When his parents died, he inherited all their belongings.
I've got a clue what's in there. That's not mine. That's my father's. That I can tell you that because I don't wear it. And that's my father. There's my dad. If they saw how I was living, my father would. He'd go mad. But my mother would. I know she would. She'd get well. She'd go mad.
Gerard's mother was a strict Christian and often donated the family's possessions to those in need.
Even when I was a youngster, you know, toys and that they'd got, they had nothing. She'd just give them away. She'd do it with your shoes as well, and you know, there wouldn't be any there.
So now, Gerard keeps almost everything. In Staley Bridge, it's 10 p.m. and the Housing Association's warnings to Stephen are having no effect. His neighbour Thomas is having another sleepless night.
I can't stand him anymore. Either he goes or I go. It's got to be one way or the other, but I'm very at my flat. I've been here 20 years and I don't want to be driven out. Hello. Gordon? Yeah, let you in.
Gordon lives 20 metres away and is also fed up with the noise.
Oh, terrible. I know. I just been on the phone now. What's been happening since that was? Well, we've just come back from Scotland. Just pulled up, heard this noise. I mean, nobody can go to sleep with this noise, can they? Bloody ridiculous, isn't it?
I can't do any more than what I'm doing at the moment.
No,
I can't go any further.
None of us can go any further. If it goes on much longer, we're banging on his ruddy door.
Right.
I'll come back and give you a...
Okay.
See you afterwards, all right? Okay, I'll see you later.
Thank you very much indeed.
Isn't this bloody lot out here? Eh?
11:05. Oh, I was just going to say then we might be getting a little bit of a lull, but not much chance. They've now started to argue quite loudly.
Following the recent incidents, Ivan is collecting the evidence from the sound recording equipment at Tom's flat.
Obviously what I plan to do is I'll swap the DVR over for one so I can get those recordings off there. But for now, I just need to get some details really, just about you know, how it's affecting you.
Extremely depressed, not feeling well at all, and when it's quiet, I seem to feel it more because I'm ready for anything anything else that's going to happen. Yeah. And these incidents don't happen only in the evening. Sometimes they can go on well past midnight.
Yeah, I'll do everything that we can to get him to stop. I'll then take that to our legal department to see what legal action we can take following this. Because we've got a number of residents that are happy to give evidence for us to say what they've been exposed to, and the effects, unfortunately, that it's having on the resident above, I think we have a very strong case to get a civil injunction and potentially with a power of arrest attached to it because of the mental damage it's doing to the chap above.
But 2 days later, before Ivan has the chance to get the injunction issued, Stephen is partying again.
Red cigarette
She'll never ever be alone.
It's gone worse lately. It's been having again, but it's gone worse.
In 2011, housing associations in England built fewer than 40,000 new homes. One home for every 45 households on the waiting list. In Hyde, Vicky and her children are desperate for a home. They've now been staying with her parents in their one-bed flat for 9 weeks. At Vicky's housing association, they have completed the weekly allocation of homes.
Unfortunately, Vicky, I've got a bit of bad news about, you know, the properties that you were bidding on. The tenant of that property gave us a tenancy, but now she's decided to retract it. Right, I checked first thing for you, and there's no 3-bedroom houses. Keep in touch with me. I'm always there if you need a bit of advice or a chat. Just give me a call. All right, then. See you, love. Bye-bye now. Bye. Vicky's in a situation where there might not be a 3-bedroom property come back in the areas that she's bidding on for quite a while. And I do feel for her, you know, like having a daughter and a son sleeping on an airbed, especially at this time of the year. But the good thing that Vicky's done is widened her choice of areas. She's not just bidding on Denton now, she's bidding on surrounding areas, so that in itself gives her a better chance.
Vicky has been forced to look for a home further and further from her mum and dad and Sasha's school.
I've had to go further afield than what I wanted because of this so little 3 bedrooms coming available to actually bid on. So yeah, I've had to broaden my horizons a bit. I've bidded on the property, new development one, in Ashton, 3-bed, which is what I need. So just fingers crossed, just sit and wait and see what happens.
But Vicky is concerned that living in a different town would prove an added pressure for the family.
Knowing Sasha's got to go further afield, it worries me that she'd have to end up going with her. I'd end up taking her to school, meeting her after school. I just keep waiting for Wednesdays to come to see what there is, and then once there isn't nothing, that's another 4 weeks of waiting, hoping, and then if there's nothing again, you just keep getting dropped back down to square one.
Jingle bell, jingle bell.
In the centre of Ashton, Lyndon is checking on Gerard.
Hello, Gerard. How are you doing?
He's hoping to encourage him to remove some of his clutter, ready for essential updating in the flat.
Right, let's have a look.
Gerard clearly needs help and support, but it's a delicate situation, and Lyndon will have to tread carefully.
What's that there, Lyndon, there?
Where we're looking?
No, next to the bag.
This?
No.
This?
Come down.
That?
No, come down again.
That?
No, next to it. With
this?
No, with the wire. Oh, it's the iron, isn't it?
It's the iron.
Oh.
Hey?
Yeah.
What about this fan? This looks really old.
Yeah, it works, that.
That works?
Yeah, no problems with it.
In your kitchen now, this is quite cluttered at the moment. I think that's congealed, that sieve. It's so hard. By the look of it.
Still good, it's just the top, I can use that.
You can use that?
Clear the top, right?
Lime juice?
There's some there.
Some in there?
Yeah, I still use it.
May 2011. The tins have quite a lengthy lifespan, but these have expired. Rice pudding, February 1999, before the millennium.
Oh,
The
build-up of clutter has meant Gerard cannot use his bed.
It's all underneath there. The bed, actually, it's all underneath there. And it's that way. And I sleep on there. On the airbed there. I've been there now since about 4 years.
At the moment, you can't use your bed in your bedroom because of all your stuff, so we need to get those 2 rooms back in operation because it's no good you sleeping on the floor in your living room, is it?
No.
No. I don't think you're going to be able to move all this on your own because there's a lot of stuff. It's a tall order for any fit person. How would you feel if I referred you through for some support? Then they can either help you or point you in the right direction. So how would you feel about that? Yeah. So if I make a referral, we'll be able to, I'm sure, give you some assistance with, you know, sorting your flat out and things.
Lyndon's housing association has recently seen a significant rise in tenants whose collecting gets out of control.
Out of my teams, we have about 5 or 6 cases at any one time. And they are very difficult to resolve because it's taken years and years of time and effort for some of our tenants to collect all this material, whether that's papers, items of furniture, whatever it may be. And that's going to take us years and years to try and change that type of behaviour, and often we're never going to be able to resolve that type of behaviour.
This morning, Stephen is visiting his elderly mother.
Going for a bottle off me ma, yeah? Till whenever.
No matter what happens, Beryl is always there for him.
Sometimes I'll give him a couple of tins or something, corned beef or baked beans, or anything that can make a meal. Underneath it all, there's a good lad. And he used to say, you'll break somebody's heart one day, not realising it'd be mine.
Yeah, about me breaking your heart at some point. First one at the first of many, usually.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel, Stephen says. What I do, how much I lend you, sort you out. I paid your bills, haven't I?
Yes.
Well, at 73, I don't want this. I should be having peace of mind now. Not all this aggro. That's a pound. Here, Stephen. Make that the last today.
The injunction to curb Stephen's partying has now been presented to court, and Ivan needs to serve the papers in person.
I want respite for the neighbours as soon as possible, and there's a weekend, you know, looming, and if he doesn't get served, then there's every possibility that the date for court will get moved, which means we won't get the injunction, which means ultimately the neighbours will have to endure what they've had to endure for a long time now.
Ivan's tracked him down to
It's court Friday, civil injunction. So it's an order of civil judge, which would say if granted on Friday, you're not allowed to do some things.
Yeah.
Similar to your tenancy agreement.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this back in order.
If you do those things, then you'll be seen as being in contempt of court, and that judge can then sentence you to up to 2 years in prison as a result of breaching those rules.
I'll do it. 2 years is no.
So the conditions there are about noise, nuisance, causing harm and stress, but also it's about the number of visitors you have at your property. You're no longer allowed more than 2 visitors to your property.
They've all started staying away anyway.
Well, that wasn't the case yesterday. I was there. There's 3 guys there yesterday, and you weren't there. And they were just letting themselves in and out of an open door that you'd left unlocked. So that's not the case.
There's no key. I've lost the key.
Well, I've told you before. You need to change those locks.
Well, my mate said he had a barrel for me.
Well, get on it, because it's very important.
Is that all of it? Do you need your PE kit doing?
No, I did that the other day. The boys in the bag.
It's now 4 months since Vicky and her children started sleeping on the floor of her parents' flat. Although she will be happy with a 2-bed home, regulations mean she can only apply for a rare 3-bed house. So far, she's been unsuccessful. For the last few days, Rita has been struggling to contact Vicky.
Hello? Hiya Vicky, it's Rita. Hiya. How are you? I've been trying so hard to get hold of you lately. You're so hard to get hold of. Well, I've been trying to give you some good news. You've been matched up to the 3-bedroom house, you know, that you were asking me about.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was looking at a private rented one. Now, the thing is, the one with the private one, they've also offered my mum and dad one next door to the same house. So, I think I'll be taking that one so I'm not too far away from them in case they need me.
Right. You are aware, though, Vicky, you know, with the private rented accommodation, you've not got a secure tenancy there. And if you were to decide that, you know, it wasn't for you, private renting, and you come back on our waiting list, it'd be very unlikely you'd be matched to a property because you're adequately housed in our eyes then. So I want to make sure that you're 100% positive that you want to go down the private and rented sector.
Yeah.
So shall I just close your application down then and say that you found housing elsewhere?
Yeah, I think it's better. And obviously nobody else is hanging around, you know, who needs the houses.
Right, yeah.
You know, who's next in line. But I do appreciate everything you've done for me, I do. With not being able to drive and stuff, I've got the chance of being next door, so I would prefer to do that so that I'm near them as well.
All right,
then. All right, thank you. Bye.
The decision to take a privately rented house was difficult for Vicky.
I don't eat them all. I know what you're like. I need to put padlocks on the cupboards.
It was like a couple of days before we had to come and sign for this. So
Like
she was just sat there just thinking
situation
and
of not knowing what to do, and I thought, oh, 1 minute I haven't got anything, and the next minute I've got to choose, and it was just really hard. I was trying to please everybody. Don't make sure everybody's happy. And I think I've made the right choice to make sure that everybody's happy anyway.
The privately rented house is close to Sasha's school and right next door to her mum and dad.
Got to think of the kids as well as my mum and dad. You know, I don't want to be dragging them around while I'm trying to look after my mum and dad. It's just so much easier the way that it is now with them just being next door. Yeah, this is mine and Leighton's bedroom. They've just got our own space. Getting decent sleep.
I've had a couple of my friends staying over and they've come round, and it's just like, it's better because I can have more friendly time because like we can like have our own little time upstairs instead of like everyone running around and it all being hectic.
In Ashton, Lyndon has referred Gerard for extra support, and with his cooperation, they're planning a dramatic approach.
I need help and support, you know, to get rid of the stuff.
Gerard's support workers have organised a big clear-out.
Some of the stuff's got to go, hasn't it? I mean, some of the stuff is just complete rubbish as far as I'm concerned. But all my clothing, I've got loads of clothing that needs to be washed. You with me? I don't even know. I bet I've got somewhere. There's a coat, and I think it's in the one my mother had a fur coat, and that's still there. And I seal it all up in bags. Are you with me?
Are you going to keep all those clothes that you...
Well, those... I can't wear a fur coat, can I? I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
Second floor.
To create living space, the team will remove many of the items Gerard's held onto for years.
Have you seen the rubbish that's in there?
One of Gerard's support workers, Margaret, is leading the clear-out.
Well, what we'll do, what they said they'd do is clear it, and then we can always reintroduce it back in what you need. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right then.
We've cleared this of pretty much everything except rubbish, which we'll put in a bag and take with us.
Okay.
That's my mother's sometime, yeah. I didn't wear them.
Yeah.
Was there something in it? It wasn't a photograph.
Yeah, sweet.
It's a stamp, it's an old stamp.
There is a fine line between trying to enforce support onto people, because ultimately, you know, they have a choice. They don't have to accept our help and support and guidance. And quite often there's times where people say no, they don't want, they just won't open the door to us. But our job is to build that trust and spend the time trying to build that relationship with the tenant and their household so that we can make a difference and try and turn that situation around.
The clearance of Gerard's flat has finished, and Lyndon is checking if the heating contractors can now begin work.
But this area is a real big improvement because you can noticeably see as you walk in, you know, it's pretty much clear, isn't it? And you know, there's a lot of progress being made because, as I say, now this area for the most part is totally clear, and there's a lot of items gone through this middle part of your living room here. So there is real progress in terms that we'll be able to now access putting your heating in.
Was you here when I was looking for my shoes? Couldn't find them.
Right.
And what they'd done, they'd put them in that bottom drawer.
Right, so they put them away for you. So it's, oh, real big improvement, isn't it? You can see your bed now. Yeah, you might need probably a new mattress. Yeah, because it'll be nice for you to start using this room again as your bedroom. I'm sure you're sick of lying on the floor, aren't you? So he is starting to do a few odd jobs in the house, and he's also, you know, clearing through some of the items himself. And I think underneath he can see progress, and there's signs that he does understand now that he needs to sort the issue out.
In Staley Bridge, the police have been called to Stephen's flat.
Hello, Stephen. Are you alright? It's the police. Can we come in, please?
You know this court injunction that was served 27th of April? That you're not allowed to have groups of people here who play loud music and so on. Well, we've got 4 statements to say that you've broken that injunction, so we're taking you in. Already, yeah. We'll show you the statements when we get to the police station. Okay?
Right, Stephen, up we get, mate. Come round this way, mate. Go down the station, get it sorted out.
Yeah, come on, mate.
In the back, mate.
On top of being arrested, there is now a real risk Stephen will lose his home.
I don't know what's going to happen if he's turned out of that flat. I don't. Suppose it'll be down to me, and then the rest of the family will fall out with me then. I'm between the devil and the deep blue sea, really.
Following the reduction in Gerard's clutter, the contractors have been able to update his heating.
Where we going? Right, straight through it. See you going in the lift, so.
And Lyndon has persuaded the Housing Association to dip into the estate budget and replace Gerard's bed.
The wheels are at the bottom, so. That's it? Yeah. Yeah. This is the first time I've made a tenant's bed. Yeah. And I'm sure it won't be the last.
It's going to happen.
You know. Do you want to test that now and just see what it's like?
I've still got my shoes on.
Yeah. It'll be fine. Yeah.
I could do another pillow.
Well, I'm sorry about the slight problems with the picture during the programme there. Hopefully it didn't spoil your enjoyment of it too much. Football highlights coming up next here on BBC One in the Football League Show.